Undisputed, the Mexican Monster Pack out now.
For the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again. Proverbs 24:16.
For sure. Take this. Okay. Yeah, for sure. That's a sick proverb, man, by King Solomon, the wisest man. So I had a hiccup in February in Riyadh, so it's time to bounce back from it. And November the 1st is the opportunity to do that. Yeah.
I wanted to start with something biblical because I know you're a man of faith, and you probably would have looked to your faith when you went through that loss. And I spoke to you at Wembley a while ago, but it wasn't the place to speak about your loss. But I want to ask you, because it must have been a dark period, because I was looking previously, you tasted defeat, I think it was 16th of August 2016. So it's been almost 9 years, and that was in the Olympics. So what was that feeling like, 9 years later?
It was the first time I'd remembered crying as an adult. So that's the last time I cried. 16th of August, like you said, 2016. We've cried inside a lot of times, but that time was where the tears was actually cut. No, tell a lie. I cried in Ghana a few years ago. A video I got sent, and then that time in August you mentioned was the last time I cried that I could remember. But what was it like? I've told people it's been quite interesting because usually you lose, then you sit down and you say, damn, I worked out who my true friends are. I worked out which one of my family is, and I have to say I didn't experience that. I didn't sit down and say, I worked out that this guy was only with me when I was winning. No, the people that were around me were the people that were there prior to all of this, but they were the same people that were there after. But when I lost, it was the same people. Same things I've been doing have been with the same people that were there when I was winning after I lost. I haven't acquired I haven't got new friends since I lost because of whatever. I haven't lost friends since I lost. The people that I've been mingling with are the same people, and nothing's changed. So from that point of view, I'm very happy to say that, look, I didn't experience this revelation to say, oh yeah, I see who you are now. I didn't go through that. So that was quite assuring and nice for me.
Well, I remember seeing you. I walked into your changing room, and obviously I could only imagine what you was feeling inside. Obviously saw your face swelled up. You had your head in your hands. You had your towel over your head, and your team was all like despondent. And I wanted to give you a hug because I've known you for a long time. I've known you since I've known you for 10 years. But it was like one of those moments that just let him be, man. So what was you feeling inside?
I thought, damn, I lost. Usually there's a feeling in the change room after a fight. You always been in, do you know what I mean? Not saying that I thought it was going to be a walk in the park, no. I knew it was going to be a hard fight, but I expected to win. So going back into the changing rooms, I was like, damn, it's been a long time since I ever came back to the changing room having lost a fight. But like you said, you observed I had the same people there. My dad was out there even, so that was nice as well. But I had the same people. And like I said, weeks after the fight and months after the fight, it's been the same people that I've been interacting with. So that's been refreshing to me, man. And I said in one of my interviews after the fight that I know what will heal me is my faith, my family, and charity, and they're the three things that's healed me a lot, massively. Yeah, massively. And in terms of being healed, it's like you can be around people and that will mask it. But I also spend a lot of time on my own, so I get time on my own to check myself, to see whether I am healed or not, or whether I've gotten over it or not. And only 2 weeks ago, or less, a family member rang me and they said, they're still upset that I lost in February. And I was like, I said it was in Feb. I said, let's forget it was in February,
It's a good thing I picked up from there. If any young fighter suffering a loss, family, faith, and give it charity is a good way of dealing with it.
And charity. And I say your faith, because like you just read in the book of Proverbs, it says you fall down 7 times, you get up 7 times. So what you read and the faith will build you. There's so many things I can quote that I've been reading that will build you in terms of faith. Your family, they're people that knew you before you were anything. Being around them, you know that their love it should be authentic. It should be unconditional. So whether you win or lose, they're gonna be there. And charity, because, bro, the healing and what you get from giving is underestimated. People don't talk about that. usually we think taking and receiving is what's going to make you happy, because when someone gifts you, usually you feel good and you're like, oh, give me a gift, thank you. But people don't know that it's a greater feeling to be in a position to be able to gift to others and to help people and to support people or to provide. Bro, that's the most important thing. It's very healing in a special way.
People don't realize that giving charity is not just a case of helping other people, but it's helping your soul, innit? It's helping your spirit.
Yeah, for sure. As you give, like there's a feeling and a something intangible that you gain. So I proper focus on that.
You had a brutal fight with Willie Hutchinson prior to that. What were the after effects of this one? Because this was hellacious, man. This was like I just sat watching it like literally in awe. And I think I've told you before, I watched it with David Benavidez, and he never seen you fight before, and he was mega impressed. He couldn't believe how tough you was and how, you know, he picked you to win because he assumed that this was the young guy on the come up. He's going to stop Callum Smith, etc. But what about the physical effects?
The physical effects, bro, I'll be honest, I was bruised after the fight. Went back to the hotel. We just out with like my family and friends till like 6 in the morning, just chatting, eating in a room. I was bruised for about maybe like 3 days. Do you know what I mean? But my swelling, I healed quite quick after the fight. So I think like 3-4 days, all the healing had gone down, and I wasn't that sore anymore. But I decided to still let my body actually heal from a hard 12 rounds that I've done. So I gave myself some time off from training. Didn't spar for a long time because I said no one's touching my head, you know what I mean, or my face. So I had some time off from that. Then I started running, getting back into the swing of things, but now we're back in nearly full-time for training, so it's been quite good.
A lot of people change trainers. You know, I've seen people on podcasts and shows talk about your link up with Virgil, and a lot of people have kind of said, well, he's like an aggressive fighter, Virgil is quite calm, and suggesting maybe you need to change. But obviously, you're obviously still with Virgil, and I respect that because a lot of fighters do change straight away. So just explain why you're with Virgil and you're going to stick with Virgil for the ones who are doubting it.
Do you know, I've got a simple way of thinking, and my thought is that you can tell someone what to do, but if they don't do it, it's not, what can you do? And you know, I feel that boxing is a sport where you get all the coaching, but we fight. No one can actually fight for me. I fight. So I blame myself for the loss that I took. I see it as myself. I see it as I did the wrong things or didn't do the right things enough. So I don't look for elsewhere to blame. That's just how I think. And when I win and they give me credit, I'm like, thank you. So in the same way I lost, I'm not going to say, oh yeah, it was because of him or because of that person. I don't think like that. I simply don't think like that. I think I lost because of me, not because my coach did this or that guy was doing that. No, so I don't really look to put blame on people in that aspect. And I've always thought like that. That's just how my mind works.
Lastly, that leads me on to Daniel Dubois, obviously moving trainers. That's why I kind of just set that question up for you. I know you was at Wembley, you was supporting Daniel. Obviously, you would have been disappointed to see him lose. What do you make of his move from Don Charles, who, and I've said it numerous times, trainer of the year, only last couple of months, obviously being relieved of his duties?
Yeah, I mean, with that's something we got to ask Dubois, not myself. But even I was saying to my boys yesterday, I said, a lot of people make changes. And there's nothing wrong with it. It works for them. Dubois changed trainers a lot. Eubank changed trainers a lot, but it works. Like, it works for them. So, you know, I'm not against it. Do you know what I mean? And it's just that in my particular situation, I've decided to stay. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's something that we have to ask those guys. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it. If you feel there needs to be a change and you made a change, that's good. You know, I made a change years ago to go and train with Virgil, and that's just what I felt I needed at the time.
Very fair answer. That's it really. I don't really want to talk about your opponent because you will do that with probably 10 other channels. Thought we'd keep it a bit different. Thank you, brother. I wish you all the best on November 1st.
Respect isn't given, it's earned in blood.
Undisputed, the Mexican Monster Pack out now.